It's been a huge 3 weeks on the northwest coast of Tasmania, but we are at the end. It's a sad day, but it's a great day because it's mixed pairs action at the Devonport Country Club, the last day of the 2025 Nationals and the last day of the 2025 Australian Championships. We're in for a cracking game. We've got Brianna Smith and Ben Twist from New South Wales against Fiona Panting and Blake Nairn from WA. Blake and Fiona had a draw against Ali Forsyth and Kelly McCarrahan in the game before, and I'm pleased to announce we've got the one and only Ali Forsyth sitting alongside us. Ali, welcome to the stream.
Thank you very much.
My name is Connor Mays, and joining us, we also have Troy Corber. He'll be with us all day on the stream. Great to have you alongside, Troy.
I wondered if I was going to get a mention, but we do have the big dog here with us, so
I thought I'd give him first mention. Yeah, definitely. I thought I'd give him first mention. So this is going to be a big game for both these teams. They've got a bye in the section. Brianna Smith and Ben Twist had the bye this morning. I saw them at breakfast. They had a little sleep in and now very relaxed, looking forward to the day. But it's kind of a do or die. With the bye, you need wins, especially as the draw. We saw a similar situation yesterday with Caitlin Inch, Chloe Morrison. They had a bye and then they had to win the next game. But the loser, they're pretty much out of it.
Well, Ali and Kelly have got the advantage of knowing exactly what they need to do in their last game. So if Blake wins, say he wins by 10, then Ali and Kelly know that they've got to win by 11. On the flip side, probably the best result for Ali and Kelly is actually for Twisty to win, and then they can just come out and win their last game and don't have to worry about margins and things like that. So we won't mind you riding a few New South Wales bowls if you need to, Ali. It's fine.
I'm sure it'll be a pretty high-quality game here, so sometimes it works in your favour and sometimes it doesn't. It's just the way it works out sometimes, and lucky to get away with the draw in the end in the first round, so we're just happy that we're still in the tournament.
Well, Ali, you've had a big couple of weeks. Well, it's kind of a bookended for you because you were here for the champion of champions at the Starvin Nationals, and then you're back for the mixed pairs, and then in the middle, you just had a bit of time off.
Yeah, went back home and did a bit of work and played a couple of games there, and then came back and watched Kelly, obviously, for the most of this week. So it's been a lot of supporting. My hands are pretty sore from clapping, and there's been a lot of good bowls played, so it's nice to be out there and enjoy the party. Well,
Kelly, she's had a fantastic Oz Champs, a gold in the triples, a gold in the singles, a silver in the fours, and she's still in it today. So there could be another medal added to that cabinet.
Yeah, form's been red hot for the last 18 months, really, and probably no coincidence that it's coincided with the start of her coaching business. I think the more times she's been able to spend out on the green, and she's helping others, but it's also helping her game as well, and it's certainly taken it to the next level.
Yeah, we had Rachel Roger on the stream last night when we were streaming Kelly, and she said she attended one of Kelly's sessions and really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, she's a natural teacher, so she taught kids when she was back home in Canada, and she wasn't able to take that forward here when she was in Australia, so she's taken on a different role and certainly being able to combine the two, the sports that she loves and what she's so good at. She's a great natural teacher, so it's no surprise to me that she's taken to it like a duck to water.
So Brianna Smith is leading up for Ben Twist using aerodynamics. Ben Twist and Brianna both from the St. John's Bowling Club. Ben Twist using Aero Defiance. And then for WA, got Fiona Panting. She's leading up for Blake Nairn. Fiona from the Geraldton Bowls Club. She's using the white and purple stripe Henslide XGs, while Blake Nairn, he's from the Cambridge Bowls Club and he's using XGs as well.
Blake's had a really good tournament, played super well in the triples to win gold, and played well this morning against you too, Ali. And obviously, with the state that, with no disrespect for WA, they struggle in the side series, and stood up well there as one of their skips in that. So he's had a very good tournament.
I think this is certainly a surface. The more time you get to spend on it, the more comfortable you get. I won't say it's certainly it's a nice surface, but there's a couple of little bits and pieces that you need to learn. So the more opportunities you get to play on there, the more you're going to get closer on it.
Well, you had an interesting champion of champions, Ali. You came out firing against Jack McShane, had a epic one-shot win, and then the rest of the tournament, I'm sorry to say it wasn't too great until the final round when you came against Brett Wilkie, who was going for gold, and you beat him in 10 ends.
Yeah, it was a silly old thing, really. I mean, and I'd sat out for most of the second game because I was supposed to play Sachi from WA, and our game didn't mean a whole lot, so didn't end up. I think we played half a game just to fill in a bit of time, and then go out and do that. I mean, I had no pressure on me. Just went out there, relaxed, and played, and got a few close, and poor old Wiz couldn't do a thing right. But probably I let a couple of opportunities away. The 2 games on grass, I probably should have won both of them, and but I certainly was well outplayed by Max Kleinig. He was phenomenal against me, and I struggled in a couple of other games on the indoor. So
Yeah.
probably where I should have been was where I finished up was probably a fair reflection.
It was the biggest fizzer in the end because we're heading to a photo finish. Max and Brett won the same number of wins, and then they both lost, and you absolutely smashed Wiz at the end. So it was a strange end to the champion champions.
Yeah, very much so. And I guess that's the nature of the beast when it's a round-robin competition. You're never quite sure how that sort of last round or two is going to finish up.
So Blake Nairn using the yellow and blue Henslite XG. So the format, it's crossover pairs, so 2-2-2-2, similar to the men's and women's pairs we had earlier in the week, and 15 ends, and it is time 2.5 hours.
Yeah, don't mind the colour of Brianna's bowls. Quite good, aren't they?
They're good. The pink and greeny type ones, and you can see Ben Twist using the orange Defiance. So it is going to be 3 on the crossover to the Twist-Smith duo.
So it is 2 and walk for those that are joining us for the first time through the championships. And I think this is the first game we've streamed on Rink 4 too, isn't it, Connor?
Yeah, it's a fair way over. So we need the binoculars out to see ahead, but we've got the cameras here in the monitor so we can see up close. We're seeing what everyone else is seeing on their screens.
So people that have been joining for the last 18 days have probably gotten very used to Rink 6 and being able to call the bowl well out. Well, you're in for a new challenge today.
I kind of like it because when they're on Rink 6 right next to us, they have to kind of whisper, especially if you're bagging them out. But here we can be a bit louder. So Fiona Panting.
Just over the speed by the look of it. Certainly New South Wales pairing here will be happy with their start. They've all found the centre line very nicely.
Brianna had a day on the green yesterday playing in singles. Didn't advance through to any of the medal matches, but had a win against Kelly in the final game, and very tight tussle, 25-24.
Played this one very nicely. If it nestles in behind the jack, that's perfect.
And we get a lot of people newish to the game maybe that are watching, and you made a comment earlier about finding the line early. Do you want to go through why that's so important from your perspective early in the match?
I think, like if you can really nail one of the two, in your trial ends, it certainly helps out. And generally finding centre line means that you only have to concentrate on weight when you're letting the bowl go, which is ideal. And certainly if you get a surface that you trust, whether that's grass or carpet. So those trial ends are crucial, that you're finding some information that's helping you, not start from scratch when you're, getting into N1. I'm a big believer if you can find centre line and get past, then you just slowly work back in small increments, and you should be, all your bowls are in the game, and and you've just formed a bit of confidence off that.
Would you say that normally the weight comes, like if you can nail the line and you've got a really good feel on that line, the weight comes pretty naturally after that? But if you're struggling with line, it can make the day really long.
Absolutely. I think, yes. And there's so many guides you can use to find your line, whether it's a mark on the bank, a mark on the green, whatever, as part of your pre-shot routine. As long as you're consistent with that, you should be able to find a pretty solid line that, you lock it in once you find it. Sometimes it takes 2, 4, 6 bowls, whatever it may be, but then once you're stepping on the mat, it's just solely thinking about weight. Yep. I think it's such an easy thing to overcomplicate and think about too many things on the mat. If we can do most of that thinking before we get on the mat, so we just got that one clear thought process once we're stepping on the mat, I think we give ourselves a far better chance of being successful.
Yeah, Karen Murphy says a similar thing. It's like once you get your line and it's just weight, you need to focus on it. It's pretty easy. As Alex Renzella, he's done a great job throughout the week. He's heading off, saying goodbye,
Connor.
heading to the airport and flying back to Melbourne.
So big bowl needed here from the big cheese.
The big cheese.
I'll tell you what, he's not a million miles away. Just needs to stop. When he gets to that one.
Certainly ease a little bit of pain.
Yep. Just the two at the moment. Michael Andish, our marker. Or paddler.
Paddler, yeah.
Yeah, whatever you prefer.
pretty well protected too, so it'd be very tough for Ben to come down and try and sit that bowl out. So you'd think he's probably just going to try and draw another shot. And draw it is. Can he clear the front?
Something I've picked up from this green alley is that if you're slightly under your line, it doesn't forgive you, does it?
Correct.
They go shooting across.
We sort of talked about that at the start. Like as you said earlier, I came here for the Champion of Champions, and that was one of the things that I mentioned to most of the Vic players that I talked to. Is it's almost like the old school Samfield artificial, that if you miss narrow, you just get absolutely tortured. So, yeah, really trying to miss faulty wide.
We might see big weight from the big cheese. He's close, and he just clears one, so might just be the one to the New South Wales duo.
Well, he crossed over 4 down. He's brought it back to 1, so it's a good effort.
Yep.
A little bit on the risky side, running with one bowl in the head. He would have been pretty unlucky to get his out, but
I haven't seen too much of Blake play in my time, but what I have seen of him, he does like a bit of a weighted shot. As Ben draws another one, so it is 2 taken out. And they'll measure for the third.
Well, I've put it down in ink. I hope it's not 3.
It looks 2. Yeah, it's just 2. So, 2 to New South Wales to get us underway. So, 2-0 after 1.
Let us know in the chat as well where you're watching from, what's happening in your part of the world. Feel free to take advantage of having the great man Ellie Forsyth here. If you've got any questions about the game, pick his brain. If you know him closely and know some inside stories, let's keep them PG.
I'm a bit of a boring old man these days. There's probably not too many exciting stories. Getting back to what you're saying, like Blake definitely he loves the aggressive side of the game, and he's not scared to take a punt. So I would expect that if Brianna and Twisty are drawing well, that you'll see Blake attacking a fair bit. Just on the high line with the first one, but not going to waste any bowl pass. The jack seriously moves a lot on this carpet without being touched much, so any bowl that you get past the head is value.
Seen a lot of jacks lost.
Mm-hmm.
For the standard of players that we have, hell of a high percentage of jacks going into the pit. They just seem to roll on and on.
We have a couple back in Melbourne that are quite similar to that, so I twigged onto that quite quickly, that the jack rolls pretty quick. So, and luckily playing with pairs, I don't have to worry about it. That's a Kelly problem.
So Brianna Smith, she was involved in the singles action yesterday. She had a topsy-turvy sort of day. She dropped the first 2 games, losing to Christina Van Nierop and then Amity Bickley, and then came out in the last game and defeated the eventual gold medalist, Kelly McCarran, in the last game. Kelly had already put enough runs on the board for that not to hurt her chances.
Midway through that game, it was looking decidedly dicey. I think Kelly trailed 14-8, and Christina was well up in her game, which would almost nullified the margin. But she went on a good run. I think she went from 14-8 down. I think she got about 12 in a row. Which
I
got
think
her enough.
We were talking through the differential. I think it was 18, and at one stage it had gotten to 15.
Right.
That was the closest it got. 3 shots.
Yeah.
We were getting a tad excited in the commentary box.
Mm.
But Kelly settled and got the job done. We had a weird singles match between Tyson Cramey and Katie Packer as well, because it was a game within a game. It was Tyson trying to get to 15 and Katie trying to get to 25 before Tyson got there. So there was, lots of connotations and things going on.
You will find that most of the players have got a pretty good idea on the maths of it all. Makes for a little, as you say, a little game within a game. It makes it a little interesting. Sometimes we can once again make it overcomplicated and just go out there and play well and win the game that we're playing and control the things that we can control.
Yep. G'day to Lorraine and Pud from Karua. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. New South Wales. Edward from the southern UK. What's it? 1:10 a.m. You're a keen man, Edward. Good to have you with us. Tucked up in bed with a hot chocolate or a hot toddy. Dougie from Bulgaria. He's back.
Couldn't imagine there's too many greens in Bulgaria, surely.
Wouldn't have thought so. Let us know, Dougie. What have you got bowls-wise over there? I wonder if they play a lot of that sort of short mat stuff like they do in some of the European countries. I know the Dutch play a lot of that sort of short mat stuff.
Mm-hmm. And up in Sweden and that, I think, as well. Canada certainly do.
Kelly Nairn, the big cheese, yeah. It's a new one for him. I'm sorry, Kelly, but we have to send him back to you shortly. I hope you've enjoyed your holiday. Right, so Twisty's got the shot here. Nice open head, though, for both teams here. So shot bowl hasn't come down yet.
Speed looked pretty good, just needed to clear the front bowl. Shot bowl is a little bit lonely, so they'll be looking to get another one in there.
She's been consistent, Fiona. Good weight with all of them. Yeah, no, sorry. You can't pay me enough, Kelly, to keep him here. I'm sure he's keen to see you and little Noah as well.
A big help here.
Little stiff.
Might be one down now, but I don't mind that. I think from a New South Wales perspective, that takes a lot of the danger away of dropping a number.
So Fiona Panting, can she just bring that line in a touch? So Dougie from Bulgaria tells us there's one green that's a 4-hour drive away. So there you go.
Yikes.
So if you win the club championship, they're the Bulgarian national champion. I might have to move to Bulgaria. Might be a 20% chance of winning a national title, Ali. You and I can play in the pairs, Dougie.
Twisty on the run here, looking for the white bowls.
Takes out their deepest bowl. Blake, what can he do to change this header around a little bit to...
He's probably got to play slightly on the tight line to sit either of the New South Wales bowls. He's not far away.
Well, maybe two.
Yeah, every possibility.
Michael Andershaw marker says it's two.
Not only that, he moved that bowl far enough that the orange bowl for New South Wales is now lonely again. There's only one in there. Twisty's got two options. Does he shut it down and just try and draw another handy one, or he could attack again? But if he misses, Blake's got the opportunity to rip the other one out. He's on the smack.
So interesting. Well, it's probably only worth one more now. Still nothing wrong with sort of drawing that little bit tight if he happens to sit the inside of the orange and makes 4.
Yeah, correct. If he can sit it past this bowl, 3, 4, he could nearly make 6. I don't think he'd play the other. He wouldn't play the right-hand side of the rink because he could tip the orange one in. By playing the left-hand side and narrow, he can face the orange one out. Pretty early in the game, it's not a bad idea to, if you're going to take a risk. And this one's a pretty low risk, really. It's not really a lot that can go wrong. Very similar bowl to his last.
The only real risk here is overplaying the weight and the bowl holding, and he gets that jack.
Correct. He's following it.
The big cheese, what's he done?
Close.
It's a cracking effort. Gee, was probably another foot away.
So one taken out. Ben Twist having trouble with the scoreboard. I think they're on 50 by the look of it.
Power play.
Well, Ben Twist has already put 2 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, that bowl moved considerably. It could be 1, it could be 3.
And it's 2, so we've got a Richie Benno. 2 against 2 on 2 ends.
I do love it when we get the 2-2-2.
Choo, choo, choo.
I was listening to the 12th Man last night. It's had a bit of
Oh,
that.
were you? Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
He was pretty nice to you, Kiwis. He left you guys alone, really.
For the most part. Well, the Kiwi Rugby League team wasn't bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Not sure we could repeat much of it. But
Very true. Modern day version, he'd do a good Ian Smith, I reckon.
oh, yeah.
Oh, Smithy.
Smithy, he's hilarious.
Yeah. Get him and Scullin together in the commentary box.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
So, got a 3/4 length, or a social length, as I like to call it. It's that nice, easy 3/4. That's a pretty fair start here from Fiona Panting. That's a howler. It doesn't matter what format you play, Ellie. Singles, pairs, fours, triples. You love hitting that first bowl up, don't you?
Yeah.
Getting it right up there, set the tone for the end right from the start.
Yeah, crucial aspect. Your first bowl effectiveness, I mean, it gets talked at all levels. If you can, you get the good players get the first one close. They generally put 2, 3, and 4 close. And it's just a matter of managing them. You're not putting them all obviously in exactly the same spot that it's easy for the opponents to attack, but it's certainly great for the confidence levels to bang the first one close.
So I haven't seen much of Fiona play before. Ali, obviously you played against her in the first game. How did you play, and what would you describe her game style as?
It was probably 99% drawing.
Yep.
I think the way it works, obviously, once again, with Blake being quite attacking, it's important for them as a unit to have Fiona drawing with 4 bowls and getting him something to use, I guess. So a couple of times played with a metre of weight, but that was probably about as much as it was. It's kind of interesting, the one with the walking pairs, that amazing how many people play it so differently to a game of 4s, even though there's the same amount of bowls.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot more attacking early, which can lead to your downfall if you're not careful. Especially that role at second, I think, like just complementing, like Fiona's played 2 crackers here, but, quite often you'll see the opposing team probably trying to run the jack in the ditch, whereas in a game of fours you'd almost never see that.
Mm. Can Blake just tidy this head up a little bit, make it a harder shot for Twisty?
Just on the high line, but he's in a really good home. And here we see right on cue.
Is that all she wrote? No.
Stays in.
Bit of fresh territory. Have we got the cameras back far enough, Connor?
Oh, you can see it. Oh, good point. That'd be fine.
Through the tripod legs, you get an extra shot.
There was a game I did have to move them. Check with Blake. Blake's using XG's and 8, swoop late.
Ooh.
Nah, it should be all good.
Yeah, that was well inside.
So pairs is an interesting format. You've got a couple of different ways you can play it. The walk pairs, which we do now, and there's what we do kind of in the BPL to 3 bowl pairs. What's your preferred format, Ali?
I was always and still probably am, like the 3 bowl pairs, 3x3. 98% of the games in New Zealand were all played 3x3. Our national pairs was always 3x3. I think it still is.
Okay.
When we introduced the mixed pairs, I think they might be walking. But, there's different ones. Even 4x4, they used to play internationally, 4x4. I'm not so sure that's a great spectacle.
It's a very Australian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think the three bowls just for the it's not as time consuming. You can comfortably get through 15, 18 ends, whereas this is effectively the same game of fours. It's just a lot more time consuming.
I've always been a fan of the walk pairs. I just think it gets both plays into the game more. Obviously, when you're playing the lead position, you're also playing as technically a 3 as well, so you can play more shots. Mm-hmm. And it helps your bowls just overall.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I mean, and there's also the 2-4-2 format, which I always thought was a great one for...
I like it.
It was a great one. It was a great one for teaching players.
Yeah.
So it's similar sort of thing to what you're talking about, because they're learning all the positions. When it got to a decent level, I guess you'd probably stack in it with 2 skippers. But as a learning tool, 2-4-2 was a really good game, because you're learning on the run. I think any time you can learn on the run in a game, reading heads, understanding, the pros and cons to each shot.
It's a good practice one, I think, the 2-4-2 when you're at your club and practice pennant and you have 4 players, you just go, well, let's go to 2-4-2 because you're playing all positions.
Yep.
I don't know if it's still the case now, but I know when I played in Tassie, that's all we did at practice was 2-4-2. Right. It's like every training was 2-4-2 in your rink.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we did that a lot rights. Still.
Well, this is close. Can it stay up? Oh, yes, does enough. Keeps the jack in bounds, gets the shot. Brianna Smith, come on down.
Yeah, played very good speed there.
Blakey won't be upset with this. He'll just play that nice over the weight shot to just sit the bowl, trail the jack right off his own. He's got a few chances there.
Just getting the scoreboard fixed. There we go.
Yeah, we missed out on our Richie Benno, mate.
Sorry, it's still there. Sorry, a little glitch in the system. The players are live scoring.
He's on the march. It's close. Yep.
Good shot. Do.
That familiar Ben Twist style in action. Steve Smith of Lawn Bowls.
It seems to change every time I see him play by some nature.
He's introduced this false step out. Sometimes he sort of like three-quarter delivers it, but he doesn't do it all the time. And that's a great shot.
It is a great shot. And that would be the interesting one, I think, from, like if you're asking about it, like why it changes, like you can understand if there's a method there that's the same every time, but when it changes, like it must create a little bit of confusion upstairs, surely.
Mm.
So pairs format, 2 and walk, 15 ends, time to 2.5 hours. We started around 12 o'clock, Troy. We started at
about that time.
So 2.5 should be finished by 2:30.
Yeah, the scheduling at these. Oh, wow. Rinse and repeat from Blake Nairn. Twisty does have the... Oh, no, he doesn't. There's another bowl of... That orange there, is that on the next rink or theirs? I think that's next rink's bowl. Oh, maybe not. We've got orange bowls on the next rink, which is confusing me.
I think that's Twisty.
He's not playing big anyway.
It's that false step, Ali.
Cracking attempt.
Oof.
Touch of the jack. If he hangs on, he's probably second.
Testing our cameras right in the edge. So one has been taken out. By the look of it. So just the one to the WA jury, taking the score to 3-2 in their favour after 3. So we've got a few other games going on. Maria Rigby and Jeremy Henry taking on Alison Venn and Michael Simpson, Tasmania, 2-0 in the Queenslanders' favour so far. Says James and Julian Richards in Northern Territory. They're taking on Mac McLean and Chloe Morrison from the ACT. 7-1 in favour of Morrison and McLean. So they've got out to a great start. Had a one-shot win over Michael Sims and Alison Venn earlier this morning.
Well, Chloe's had a good tournament, and to be fair, the Fours game we streamed in the final of the men's, I thought Mac played really well, played some really great weighted shots, and was unlucky with some of the results that he got. He was in the zone all the time.
Yeah, he was pretty good, and the ACT are very good at this event. They're the reigning champions. They won last year. Ruth Moore.
It's like the specialty event, isn't it?
Yeah.
ACT.
They've won it twice. Just trying to remember who Ruth Moore played with. Let's get it up. So Ruth Moore and Jamie Smith won it last year.
Thanks for reminding me.
And beat Ali Forsyth and Kelly McCarrahan in the final. And then in 2022, ACT also won the event with Gail Young and Matt Stiles. The year before that, in 2021, Kelly McCarrahan and Ali Forsyth were the champions.
Looking to be the first mixed pair to do it twice, mate, eh?
Did a double.
We did most of the hard work last year and then fell over under the lights. It was a very, very strong section. But these things can happen every game. Like even if you don't know the opponent, they've already won a state title. They're all good teams, so.
Yeah, they haven't got there by chance, have they?
No.
They've got there by playing good bowls and winning their relevant state titles. So.
Yep.
Good starter from Brianna. Can she add to this now for a good set? She needs to get down the hill. A bit sticky out there. And how good is it, Connor, that we've got another left-hander in the commentary box? I'm not outnumbered for once.
I'm outnumbered.
Every time I commentate a lefty, I'm right on them. Today's our day, Ali. Had a few goodies.
Let's take it to the final game. Or
Great
final
man
day.
beside me, Paul Girdler.
Peggage, yes.
Barry Lester, of course.
Blake just cutting under.
So we can see already out on that hand. We saw Brown's bowl hang and hold, and Blake's has run. So it's just a little bit finicky out there. You've got to really nail that line out there.
Twisty would be pretty keen here just to tidy it up. A little 1 foot trail if he slips past, just into a good zone. Speed looks pretty good.
These players, it's all indoors today, so they don't need to worry about going onto the grass. And I mean, you did that, Ali, during the Champions. How difficult did you find it going from the indoor synthetic outside to the grass and vice versa?
I think the vice versa was tougher for me. Yes, the wind was tricky, but I didn't actually mind the grass when we were playing a couple of weeks ago. But certainly coming back from the grass to inside took a little bit of time to adjust.
And as always happens, it's actually pretty calm today. And yesterday, it was blowing an absolute gale. It was tough work out in the outdoor greens yesterday. Earned their money.
Yes, they certainly did.
The ones I feel sorry for, the poor under-18s, I think they copped it the worst.
I must say, I was super impressed. Like, I was here for 3-4 days, and I didn't hear one sook or whinge or anything from any of them. They had everything short of snow put on them, and they just got out there and got on with it. It was super impressive, not just their attitude, but the bowls were still really good. Like, the greens were quite tough. They'd copped a lot of rain, and they still played some really, really good stuff. I think, the future of the sport in this country is in very, very safe hands.
My favourite moment was when Val and I were here commentating. We looked outside and it's hailing, and all the juniors are rugged up, and there's Ollie Morrison, the Tasmanian, just wearing a T-shirt and shorts.
He was loving it. It's summertime.
You can tell who the Tasmanian is.
They breed him tough down here.
So Fiona Panting. Couple down, potentially 3 down.
A narrow line. Disappointed for that. The speed was so good. And just as we talked about earlier, as soon as you miss that bowl tight, it's pretty unforgiving.
So you talked about junior bowls, Ali. I think we're seeing the fruits of the work that's gone in over the last, decade or so. And I think what we're seeing now is the level of quality, the breadth of it. Mm-hmm. There's always been fantastic junior bowlers, but the amount at a certain level now, it's just increasing year on year, isn't it?
I know there's certainly a massive, change of mindset from certainly when I played. I hate saying back in my day, but like back 25 years ago when I was that sort of age that it was seen as it wasn't cool or anything. Like, you copped a fair bit of grief if you played bowls, but now like it's it's in the school programs and all that sort of thing, and it's and it's very much accepted, and there's a lot of benefit of getting an opportunities. If you get into the sport at a young age, that if you are dedicated and are able to spend a bit of time on the green, that you can get really good really quickly, and the opportunities to play with top level players can come your way quite quickly.
Yep.
Really good shot, yeah.
Great set from Brianna Smith. Fiona Panting did cut it down. It could have been 5 in a very dangerous position for the WA team.
Oh, he's only got that one in the head, but I think the big cheese is going to wind up here.
It will be sitting out there like a beacon, but it can turn pear-shaped if he gets half of that white and purple, but he would be unfortunate.
He's probably better to have that unfortunate incident on the first rather than the second bowl.
And that's where he's got to work out. Does he draw with the first and go with the second? It looks like he's going right now.
Oh,
very good shot.
Hit that sweet as a nut.
No touches, so it would be at least 1 to WA, if not 2.
Yeah, that bowler Blake's hung on at the back. Don't think we can quite capture it in our camera from behind, but you can see it there.
Jack right under the number. Stays on the island, he's good.
There is a lip there. Yep. Well, this is an important bowl for Blake. He needs to at least get third shot here because his bowl is going to go missing if he fails here. Line looks good enough. How's his weight? Gets the clear run. Ooh. He beats that pack, which is important.
It's a handy bowl.
It takes that option away from Twisty to go through it to make 3 or 4. So
maybe just popping back to try and repeat what he just played. Effectively got a solid metre of room to draw out another count up. Looks to be battling for speed.
Yeah, looks like it needs a hurry. So it'll be 1 to Brianna Smith and Ben Twist. Taking the score to 3 apiece after 4.
Another one each. They'll be level, Connor.
Yep.
We had a Halloween theme the other night, Ali. We had, what was that? That was the
It's 666.
men's fours.
Yeah, it's the men's fours, yeah.
ACT and
Queensland.
And Queensland. We had the 666s, and we had Rob Craven, who when he delivered the bowl, he'd finish like he was Dracula. So we had Dracula on the ring. It was all happening.
It was a long day for us.
Can get a bit loose in the gold medal games.
Huey was probably resembling a pumpkin.
Oh, the big cuddly teddy bear Huey. I wonder if he's recovered from the fours win yet. It took him a few days to recover from the sides win.
I highly doubt it.
Good start here. So which team's going to break first? Which team's just going to take this one by the neck and stretch this out?
Speaking of stretching it out, this is a lot longer than the other ends that they've been playing, so it'll be interesting to see how both teams adapt.
So, Ali, you've been here for a few days watching Kelly. Did you just stay here watching the bowls, or did you get around Tasmania, visit any of the sites?
I had a little bit of a look around on Tuesday. It was Kelly's day off. In general, I've been playing driver, so I drive in the morning, drop her off, and then go back home, and then come back for game 2, 3, and hopefully 4. So, yeah, it's only my second time to Tassie, so I haven't had much of a look around, but it's very much got a New Zealand feel to it, so it makes me a little bit homesick.
Yeah, I always call it the mini New Zealand sometimes. I've been to NZ and caravans and stuff, and I think Tassie's kind of like the small version of it.
Mm-hmm.
To Brianna Smith as a crossover.
Yeah, very tidy start. All 4 bowls in the game there, and I think both skippers would be pretty happy with that. And, obviously holding shots for a New South Wales perspective, but WA2 definitely in that little pocket behind. There's not many of these ends here that the jack hasn't been on the move, so any bowl that's just passed is normally good value.
Great to see Jo Whitehead tuning in. She's been a staple of Rinkside Live for the past 3 weeks. Ben Twist.
Yeah, cracking shot.
That'll do.
Perfect number 2's bowl there.
Yeah.
Cover and count.
Here we see again, attacking early.
Well, he's hitting them well at the moment.
It's come back on the green.
Oh, hello. If you don't mind.
Out into wide open territory.
Start again. Oh, full start.
Pretty much a repeat of his last delivery. Will go close, and if he's a bowl wider, obviously he'll be right on the money. Track's not bad.
Just needs to hurry.
So if you're just tuning in, wondering how the jack got where it is, well, just had the replay of Blake Nairn's drive. Hit it pretty cleanly. It bounced off the bank.
Did a bit of a backspin as it was coming back too. Had it all going on. Blake wants it to hurry.
I think he's pretty reasonable.
It's enough to count for now. Still plenty of room for Brianna Smith and Ben Twist. And you think with 4 bowls to go, they'll get with inside that.
Have you played much off centre jack in here, Ali? Is it better to go inside out or conventional, just go wide?
I was always an outside to in sort of player before I went to the UK and played on the grass over there, and it seems to be the reverse over there. So I haven't done much of it here. But I think still both options are quite achievable as long as it's all about good speed.
Looks like Brianna likes her own as a bit of a guide out there on the way in. Drifting under there. It'll come late.
Line was super.
Cut out 1.
Blake likes the line. Can it get a clear run? A little wibble wobble onto the line.
Clear run. It was pretty good from Fiona.
Local public holiday here today.
I know. The pie shop, I drove past this morning and it said closed and shed a little tear, Troy, after you said how good the pies were.
Yeah, Phil Maney pies.
Been waiting for one the whole comp, and I was like, I'll save it for the last day. And then I was told yesterday it's a public holiday.
Actually, I might leave Ali here. I might go down and get a Dagwood dog and get on the G-Whizzer down at the show.
Well, they had a Devonport Carnival about a week ago. I went for a walk up the bluff, and there was a big fair going on. So I didn't think it was today. It was the public holiday. It was last week. It was fireworks. I think last Friday.
Well, that is looking a bit ugly. To find a hole, find a way in.
Yeah, that doesn't look very friendly at all. I think Twisty will probably stick with his forehand and try and just sneak around that Blake Nairn bowl. I mean, he can miss either side with good weight. But that's really the only bowl he's got to navigate. If he was to play the other side, there's 3 or 4.
Right. Twisty likes it. He's on the march.
Just needs a clear road. I don't think that he's wrecking on his own.
It's a big chance here for Blake Nairn. Can he nail this jack?
And if he doesn't, getting another one to count but in the road might be just as useful for him. He's one roll of his own and falls out. It might just about create a big roadblock. Right around everything.
Just needs to settle.
Wow.
Yep, that's in.
Yep.
It's 4.
The only thing I'll say with it being on that high line is it does give Twisty a visual guide.
Yep. Something to sit off. Just needs to beat that one.
Yeah.
He's shot.
Is he high enough? If he's on the tight track, he's relying on...
Oh, dear.
So it looks at least 3 at the moment. I reckon might still be 4. Wait till Michael Andish puts the paddle.
Yeah, we've got 4 out.
I think it's 4. Yep, 4 at the moment.
Just hearing Blake there, he's probably going to change hands. He'd hate to turn Twisty and repay the favour.
Yeah.
Try and navigate through Brianna's 2 bowls on the backhand side. And if you've got dead draw weight, you're not going to do any harm, even if you do hit one of them.
Yeah, clear run.
It's all on weight.
Yeah, I think he's getting back. Yeah, that's well done.
Also, it's going to be a 5 for WA. And it takes them to 8. So 8-3 in favour of Fiona Panting and Blake Nairn after 5 ends.
That's a handy little buffer now for the WA team. Something you hear Karen Murphy say a lot. Win the next end.
Yeah.
That's what they'll be. Reinforce that 5 by winning this next end.
The amount of times you see it in domestic play, they pick up a number and then they drop a number back. So, you're not really getting full value for all the hard work you've done. Just that concentration, because the opponents are going to be hooking in after dropping the number. You've got to be very careful yourself that you don't drop off at any nature and gift some of them back. I mean, that was a big result. Like Brianna's put 2 bowls within a foot, and then Blake's converted early, and unfortunately for the New South Wales team, they weren't able to capitalise on the open spaces early and paid full price.
Great stuff from Fiona.
Do a little score update here on the other rinks. So Queensland duo Maria Rigby and Jemmy Henry 4-1 up in their game against the Tasmanians, Alison Venn and Michael Sims. And the other match, Northern Territory and ACT. ACT currently leading 10-2 in that encounter, so out to a handy lead there.
WA have been a bit of a weird one, this Nationals for me. They've, as you said, Troy, probably had not the best sides. Val actually gave him a F on the stream in a rating.
Oh, wow. That's harsh.
He was very harsh. I made him do a rating. Put him under the pump and he gave WA.
You've put him under the bus there.
Yeah, I put him under the bus and he gave him a F. So.
But he did take the bait, I suppose.
But then during the championships, they've done pretty well, like as you said, gold in the triples.
Yep.
Ben Leggett and silver in the men's singles last night. Christina Van Nierop got a bronze after a great fight back.
How great was to see the two up-and-coming champions go at it in the singles last night, Tyson Cramey and Ben Leggett. Terrific to see. Two big futures in bowls awaits them. They put the time and the hard work in.
I'm guessing the conditions outside would have been a long way off what they'd be used to over in WA. I couldn't imagine. I've only played over there a couple of times and generally very quick greens. If they've copped, I don't know how much rain they copped during the sides, but I could imagine the greens here not being quite as conducive to what they're used to.
I think we got to one afternoon where this top green was flying. That was running at about 16.
Yeah, right.
But out around that, we've had just this annoying rain, which has just kept the greens a little bit dead at that sort of 13 mark, 12.5, 13.
Greenkeeper's done a great job with the conditions that have been presented.
Put so much time and effort into the preparation. You could see the work they've put in because it's actually really solid underneath.
Yep.
Good grass coverage.
Yeah.
You can see they've done all the right things to get them ready for the tournament. Can't control the weather, unfortunately.
No. Well, I haven't had a roll on the grass greens at all, but just looking at the grass coverage, it looks quite nice and haven't heard any complaints about the green as such.
Just the vagrancies of the time of year.
Ben Twist gets a good result and pushes the jack in the pit, and he's 2-3 with it, so he's going to be holding the one.
Yeah, that's a massive result. It was looking decidedly ugly there up until that point.
Unfortunately, I think his second bowl he pushed through went out of bounds. So you can see the white marker just right of the cameras. And Ben Twist's bowl, say a foot or two in front of it, probably 2 foot.
The only good thing about going down this way with the jack in the ditch is you've got a little lip there, so you can be half a foot over in weight and you'll stop.
Roll backwards. I saw some the other night just rolled backwards. I forgot who it was, but I think it might have been Brianna actually.
Yes.
Against Kelly, yeah.
Against Kelly, yesterday, yeah.
Fiona, she's trying.
Good second.
Very keen to draw another shot, but without sitting next to the orange bowl.
Got a little walk to get around that bowl too. Got it beautifully.
Yeah, it's well done. It's a good shot.
He's framed a little bit, as you were talking about though, Ali, but I imagine Black will want another one in the head here himself before he starts going too silly.
And then the scary part is if they just underplay the weight, they end up blocking the shot you're looking at playing. Just under the line here, so no danger of that. But still plenty of room for Brianna to draw another one. anything past the 2 metre mark is going to be fourth shot at worst. Good angles. How is your speed?
It's good. So it's going to be 3 to New South Wales as the two teams cross over and the skips go to bowl their last couple each.
So your decision making as a skip here, Ali. Blake's obviously got 2 decisions to make, or 2 choices. He goes and tries to get the 3 of them, or he tries to draw. Is it really just based on what you're feeling on the day, what you feel your best percentage shot is on the day?
Yes. In general, I think, but once again, like, the risk is obviously you miss here and you give a big number back, but you got to back what your strengths are, and Blake's obviously pretty confident on the hit, so. Oh, and he's kicked. Oh, he's got one out.
Oh, my goodness. He's chipped one sunburst bar out.
Sunburst bar.
Did it go far enough to be out of the count? And that's the danger now with missing with the first, is that you've only got 1 left to recover. Twisty puts 2 more in, you've given a high majority of that number back. So, and look, not to say I think I would have been probably attacking as well, so I'm not saying I wouldn't have been, but put a high price on converting with the first one. Great track here from Twisty. How's the weight?
Ooh. Just hold on. Oh, got the lip. It just fell in. Kind of wobbled a bit on the lip, but
literally only needed about 3 inches less weight there, and that would have stayed.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose game situation goes into your decision making too. You've got a 5 lead. You're thinking, well, even if we drop 1, it's not the end of the world. Try and solidify the head so that you don't drop a number.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's going back to the draw. Not an easy selection after having a run. He's not far away.
well, needs stop.
Just slipped in as well. Anything past the white bowl's going to be good to go. He's just underplayed the weight.
I reckon it might be in.
Oh, by the barest of margins.
So it's going to be a 3 to the New South Wales duo, taking the score to 6-8 in favour of WA after 6.
Great to have Steve McCarran online with us. If I've done my research right, Steve represented Canada in bowls as well, is that right?
Yes, absolutely, yep. A couple of Commonwealth Games and a couple of World Championships there. G'day, Steve. Hope all is well.
And how do you and Kelly get on with the pairs? Because we often joke about mixed pairs being the divorce pairs.
Actually, really good for the most part.
Yeah.
We tend to not overplay together too much.
Yeah.
Just because it can become all too consuming, I guess.
Yeah.
So generally, the mixed pairs is about the only time we play it. Like, we generally don't play pennant together. The odd time we do, but we tend to not try and overdo it.
Well, of course, we're fantastic this year at the Australian Open. We're bringing in the divorce pairs. So
great start of there, Brianna.
Yeah, brilliant. So that'll, I think the punters are going to love that, having the opportunity to have it. We've had it as a satellite event, but it's fully incorporated into the AA program for this year. I'm sure it'll be very popular. So keep your eye out. December, entries will be opening.
It's a great event, the mixed pairs. It lets you play with your partner, or you could have a father and daughter, or mother and son playing together. It's just a great event, and it just shows how inclusive our sport is.
Totally. I couldn't agree more.
Been trying to talk Howie into having a game of mixed pairs with Kelsey.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to play with Howie. And we did ask him on stream if he was playing with Kelsey, and I think he said Kelsey asked, but Howie said no.
Is that right? Well, Howie's the second best bowler in that family. Given his very strong career he's had in bowls, it's pretty tough to say, but when Kelsey's the missus. It's a bit of a loose one here from Fiona, so this is a little mini opportunity here for the St John Saint duo.
Change of sides here for Twisty. Jumping over to the backhand. In good areas.
The other news I want to talk to you about, Ali, is the news that came through a couple of days ago about as Nairn finds the gap. How did he find that gap? Is the news that bowls has already been confirmed for the 2030 Commonwealth Games in India. Ahmedabad, just one of 8 sports already guaranteed a spot.
Oh, very
Came through
cool.
a few nights ago.
There you go.
So I know there's a lot of uncertainty with the program for 2026 and whether bowls will be a part of that. But bowls and para bowls are going to be part of the 2030 Commonwealth Games, the centenary of the Commonwealth Games.
And an even bigger boon is the fact that it's being hosted in a sort of a non-bowls traditional country. So for it to get guaranteed status in that sort of situation, it says a lot about where our sport sits on that international platform.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, India's had a couple of pretty decent results in recent events. I know that they won a gold medal at Birmingham.
Was it triples?
It was the triples or fours,
Yeah.
and which is a great result. Like, they've put a lot of time and effort. It was similar to when Malaysia sort of come in, 20-odd years ago, and they sort of hit the ground running. So it's good. We want to see the game grow into, as many different countries and parts of the world because, it is a great sport that anyone can play. So there's no reason why it can't.
We've seen Malaysia, they hosted the World Cup recently, finished on top of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if the Indian team are smart, they get it built a good 2 years prior to the games, and you'd be practicing on it every day, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You'd have 5 pages of notes on every rink and every hand.
So where was
Ahmedabad.
Ahmedabad.
Yeah, right. So that's obviously not Delhi.
No, I'm going to have a little Google map.
I wonder if it was known as something else at some stage.
Oh, might be
Ahmedabad.
but
Okay.
I wondered that.
yeah. So it just must be
Sort
name for
of, I'd say it's probably reverted to its original.
Oh, I know where Ahmedabad
original
is.
name. Yeah, they played Test cricket in Ahmedabad, I'm pretty sure.
It's a huge stadium there.
So where is that in relation to Delhi?
In relation to Delhi, so it's just up from Mumbai. So Mumbai's on the east, the west coast of India, and then Ahmedabad's, judging by a map, I'd say around 4 hours north.
Yeah, right.
It looks a bit yum.
Yes, one of those good bad ones, isn't it? Like, Fiona can get a couple handy here. You know what Blakey's going to be up and about for. If she doesn't get the shot herself.
This needs to cut now.
Fiona Panting.
It's a really good shot.
Panting, sorry. It's a good second shot. The hat off from Blake Nairn.
Blake's got nice contact on the outside of his bowl now too.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty doesn't move. Won't need a lot of weight on this carpet to move that far enough. It's on its running edge, that bowl of Brianna's.
That's right. You wouldn't want to overplay it and lose your own bowl and not stick around yourself. So Twisty being first up, he might, like a 1 foot trail here brings a lot of those bowls of Browner back into the count. So there's nothing for short here.
Dirk, worried about our cameras with Blake's driving. Oh, they're okay. They're up on the bank, so they should be okay unless the kitty goes flying. Oh. Twisty just ducks under.
Finishes in a pretty good spot.
So now with second shot, probably it forces Blake back onto the draw.
And also, he's got to ask himself, does he want to try and just get one past and try and limit the damage? Well, he's missed here on the narrow, so he hasn't really stopped Twisty from playing any shot here at all.
Yeah, Blake really needs to be at sort of 7 o'clock there and
correct,
give himself some coverage.
Yeah, drawing to Browner's back bowl, and if he happened to get back into the head, well, he was okay. But he runs the risk here of being 5 or 6 down playing his last if Twisty can convert.
Speed's good for what he wants.
He's just on the high line. It's one of the things. He changed 2 things from his first one. He went wider and a fraction quicker. I think the great tip when you're making a slight correction on your first bowl is that you only make one adjustment. It's either line or weight, and then go from there. Once you change 2 things, it's a pretty hard learning, and the chances of being successful is quite a bit smaller.
You do see that a lot if someone's playing, let's say, a metre or 2 through, and they finish wide of the target and then finish through, then they're like, oh, we'll change it, and then they go narrow and short, or they change 2 things and miss. So it will be 1 to New South Wales, and it takes the score to 7-8 in favour of WA after 7. I'm going to miss the wind here at Devonport. The whistling winds.
The whistling winds, yeah. Well, I'm heading back to the Gold Coast, and we've had 2 weeks of storms and hail and humidity and heat, and it's all happening up there.
So those complaining about the weather in Tassie, at least you're not up in the Gold Coast.
No, I'm sick of that wind, mate. I'm Tassie born and bred, and I love the place to bits, but for a bloke who's been on the Gold Coast for 22 years now, that wind I've really struggled with that wind. It is freezing. Goes straight through you.
It was brutal yesterday, I must say. I was watching Kelly play a couple of games of singles yesterday morning outside, and it was like, my goodness, that just cannot be fun.
Well, I think the winds, when we were at BPL in Brisbane, for that first day session, it was, 30 degrees, and it was blowing.
It was 40.
Oh, it was close to 40. Yeah,
it was 40.
Horrible.
We nearly had to come off the greens.
The cameras are flying everywhere. That was horrible. Just feels unnatural when it's warm and windy. If it's cold and windy, you understand that. But warm wind just feels unnatural.
Certainly the most uncomfortable one in Melbourne. You get the warm northerly, and you get the really warm, like it gets to 35 plus there, then it's just yuck. But then if you wait half an hour, you get the southerly coming through, and it changes it pretty quickly.
Pretty good set here from Brianna.
Yeah. Really, really tidy. 1 on, 1 just past. That's 2 big ticks.
Well, gets a nice little ride off the inside there. Was running a bit, but was in the area.
So I've been impressed with the standard of the amount of golf players that have still gone out with all this wind that's been going on.
I know. It must be awful out on the course, surely.
Well, you've got a good view of hole 1, Troy, from where we've been working or set up at the Bowls Club, and it looks like a tricky hole 1 if you hook it to the left. It's got like down a hill and it looks very tricky.
It's not a very kind first hole.
I would not like playing golf on that course.
Looks in magnificent condition. If you're ever down in the area in Devonport, absolutely have a game of bowls, but have a game of golf here.
Yeah, the course looks awesome. I just find golf too frustrating.
Took the best picture last night when we had a little sun shower. Should have got you so you could put it on the stream from yesterday. It was really impressive. Where is it? Look at that.
Oh, nice little rainbow.
How good's that?
Very, very nice.
Blake.
And that's very, very nice too. The big cheese. He's back in town.
It's very well navigated. He's missed the front bowl by only about 1.5 inches. Perfect weight.
Ben's got the luxury of some bowls in the head here. He'll give himself a little chance up through this hole.
Watching it with interest. What's he got? Oh, dearie me.
Oh, he touched the jack, but just made it a bit better for Blake as well.
You trying to drop a foot short in this draw, Ellie? Block that avenue?
It's not going to do you any harm.
I mean, you run the risk of potentially framing it too, don't you?
Right.
That?
He's pretty close again here, you know. He's just missed that bowl again.
It's similar.
Oh, 2 howlers from Blakey Nairn. Take a bow.
Yeah, that's terrific.
So we've got a toucher in the ditch. Which looks like it's a...
Yep, you can see it just underneath the mat on the left of the screen. It's at the top of the orange bowl.
Every probability Brianna will be attacking that last bowl. It's not impossible to get both bowls out nearly clean, but if she puts it through the jack, as you say, the toucher in the ditch here was waiting.
One of the biggest progressions we've seen from the start of the Nationals to now is everyone's learnings around using this indoor rink and keeping it a very simple draw drive game.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to play anything in between on this is very tricky.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got the outside of our own Brandon Smith and might have worked.
Wise decision here. It was pretty hard for WA to improve that on the forehand side. So just going for a little bit of cover here. Anything just up and over. And it's not a bad little home there.
So wait again from Brianna Smith.
Didn't really like it out of the hand. Close to that bowl again. Oh,
Whooshka. So if you're Blake, do you keep loading this up to maybe play it with your last bowl?
well, yeah, I would think so, because the last thing you want to do is, as we were talking about, is put one next to his own there on the forehand side. So really, much of a muchness. Probably for this bowler, Fiona's and Blake's first one even. And then maybe just try and tap it back with your last. Just underplayed this for line. The speed was good. Because also Twisty's he's only got 2 bowls in there. If he happens to remove one of them, then the other one gets a bit lonely and then can potentially play a shot, to try and take the other one out. But probably a bit difficult if it's a jack low bowl. Breaking one of the golden rules, you try to attack a jack low bowl, anything can happen.
You make a great point there, which again for our newer bowlers is thinking about if something goes wrong, what could I potentially open up for my opposition if I do something? skims the front.
Opens it up a bit more for himself, Ben.
Those bowls of Blake's are scared, but they haven't moved as yet.
No, they are surviving. This can really finish anywhere on the green that's beating that bowl in the ditch and its value. Because Twisty has got, by moving that front bowl now, he opens up a bad angle. If he was to get half of his orange bowl, he could nearly get both of his bowls out. And I know that's probably, it's an unlikely result, but it's definitely there. And even if he just takes the orange bowl off, Blake can sit the other one for 6 or 7. So this is a very crucial bowl in the standings. Do you take the punt and attack, or
a match situation there? So they're 1 down and 3 down with the head as it is. It looks like he's going to go. He does.
It's on its way.
Well,
Okay, so Blake Nairn, he has decisions to make. Does he try and sit the bowl out or just draw another one? He's 8-7 in front. Would you risk it, Ali? Would you go for the...
If the bowl wasn't if the toucher wasn't in the ditch, I'd be playing it. I mean, if you can somehow move the jack 1 foot through the second shot bowl there, just tap the second shot bowl, move the jack 1 foot, you can make 4.
Well, it's hard because we know how much jacks roll on the screen, so you don't want to go too heavy.
Yeah.
Ben Twist bowl is in an awkward position for Blake because it's in front of the head. If it was behind, it would be much easier to sit through and stay for a couple.
Absolutely. If it was past jack high, you'd just run the bowl and not really have too much of a thought about it.
I reckon 2 foot of weight just to rub off the inside of the orange, go down the line and just splash the jack a little bit.
I mean, even a 3 count puts you 4 in front. It's a pretty solid. It's such a good end.
Can he get inside that?
I think
I don't
he's
think
just
he
going
is.
to...
Oh, he's got inside that somehow.
Well, he's done that draw 3 times.
Oh, my goodness.
Blake Nairn.
It's a good... it's a very good end from Blake there.
I was leaning on that bowl and then they took Ali out.
So
Had the lean going on that one.
So 3 more to WA, taking the score to 11-7. They're the first to hit double figures. 8 ends played.
So I've seen some terrific bowls, particularly in this section. You drew the section of death, really, Ali, didn't you? It's a tough section you're in.
Oh, don't worry. There's a very good section on the other side too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the king of the carpet here today, Jeremy Henry.
Playing with Riggers. She's been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
And a very, very good player.
Yeah, she was one of, I guess, a few women of her era when she first came through. It really changed women's bowls for me.
Mm-hmm.
And started being more aggressive and attacking with how she played. Real trailblazer for women in the sport in Australia.
Slight change of jack length here. A very solid starter from both players. Good speeds.
Good correction here. Fiona Panting. Magnifico. That's good. Just opens the head up a little bit.
Solid leading from both teams there. Such a crucial aspect of the game that I think is undervalued, and it makes no sense to me why. Like a good lead is just the most crucial part. to any of the disciplines that we play. It's like when you're building a house. If you don't have the foundations in place, you can't put the roof on.
Yeah. Yeah. Team bowls, it's about the balances of pressure, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a lead that fails, that builds pressure on the second if they fail, and it just accumulates through the line. Much easier to draw a shot if you've got a good head to play to and you're holding one, or you've got a couple in a good position.
Absolutely.
Early weight from Twisty. Get Fiona's bowl up and over once, it'd be perfect. Just tuck that jack away a little bit.
Just one of those shots that's all weight dependent. You play that to turn it, and if you missed, you just slip past.
He's not a long way away here.
And that's really unlucky. He's played it really well. Anything but that corner was perfect.
Boom shakalaka. Didn't get the best result really in the end.
No, he did not.
He's kicked the tumbleweed down the down the street there too, Twisty.
Only reduced the count by one and has really taken any sort of target away. Fiona can, hook in there and draw a nice close one first up. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the New South Wales bearing.
Roughly an hour to go in this match. Bit over an hour. Probably getting to the last end as the timer expires. Blake's got the curling brush out, trying to get it home.
Pointed this really well. Any connection from there? Oh, dearie me.
That's just not going for them at the moment. Bowling in good areas and not getting the results. I think it's what I love most about a game. It's such an imperfect game. You can come out and play the best game you've ever played and get a belting. You can go out other days and play terribly and win.
It's true enough. Sometimes the better you play, the more you're forcing your opponent to go with you, and sometimes they can do it, and other days, as you say, you're scratching around like an old hen, but they're doing the same thing, and you don't have to be close. You've only got to be closer than them.
So Blake has been drawing really well the last few ends. Can he nail this jack again? He's not too bad at the back. He's only got the one out the back, but it's in a good, pretty central spot. Twisty doesn't really have anything to fly at.
No, you'd think he'd be persevering with that forehand full draw outside part of the jack, sort of similar to what Bree was playing, without getting that gap again. Blake ideally, like he gets a back toucher, he'd be very happy. Just slightly on the wide side.
Yeah, that's really hung out there, hasn't it? Nailed the weight.
Yeah. general ballpark. Fell down.
It helps, but still think it's 1 or 2 to WA.
For a long time, he looked around that front bowl. He just
Didn't
got
he?
contact.
Marker Michael Anish will get in there in a minute once Blake's turned around.
So Blake's saying to Fiona, little trail, take away their shot, get in there first.
Just the one.
Just thought,
Oh,
I
no, I think it's the back bowl that is the shot. Seems to be slightly on a higher line again. The weight was pretty reasonable for it. Nearly got back to centre line there. So it's not out of the realms that that's in the game. The way Twisty's last one bent, he could get to the under half of the jack and poke it straight down the line, so be a little bit careful here. Obviously be trying to sit the bowl and stay.
Just had him say to Bray something similar.
Yeah. And if his weight is dead on, he can push Browner's bowl up. Obviously that's not plan A, but if your weight's right, that bowl is, it's only, 2.5 feet out of the game.
We saw the first one hook late. That one does that as well. Well, has it done a little shimmy on the carpet?
Yep, 2 it has.
Ooh.
So it's going to be 2 more to WA, taking him to 13.70 front after 9.
Quick round of grounds at our other games in progress. The Queensland versus Tasmania match is, it's on the Hex, boys. 6-6 on 6. It's back. Where's Rob Craven? Is he in the crowd? And Northern Territory at the moment sort of staying with ACT. They're in striking distance, but they're going to have to get a move on.
They've caught up.
Yeah.
They were miles behind earlier.
13-8 to ACT on that through 8. So that side of the draw that does have 4 teams in it. So ACT and Queensland both first round winners. So we may be heading to a final knockout in their section to play off for the gold medal spot between Queensland and ACT.
This next 45 minutes will be a bit do or die for Tassie and Northern Territory. Cannot afford to drop their second game.
That's as bad as loose as we've seen from the ladies up front. They've been pretty solid.
Fiona just corrected away, but just hung out there on a wide line. Have you noticed any difference between the hands, Ali?
I've really tried to minimise the amount of change from side to side, and I don't think there's a great change in pace, but certainly just learning new bits of information when you don't need to. So just trying to stick to one side as much as possible. Good correction there from Bree.
What we've noticed in Ringside Live and just ring 6 and 5 is the ditch hand is a bit wider, has a later swoop than the hand that's in the middle of the green.
I think Rink 1 would be definitely the same as that. I played Jack McShane on that in
Okay.
the champs, and that ditch hand was viciously wide and, yeah, almost on the longer length, almost you couldn't find centre line. So I'd, the back part of the game, steer clear of that and just play to the other side of the rink.
We've had a lot of fun, haven't we, Connor, with our roll-ups? We've been getting the old barefoot bowls out.
Yeah.
So we've had the super grips out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. 2 rinks of grass. Watching them scream sideways back to the jack. It's been great fun.
Tell you who's not struggling to draw, and that's Blake Nairn. He's been superb the last few ends.
Certainly in this direction, he's had it on a string.
Yeah, I bought my own bowls today, Troy. They're in a ditch and
Ready for pennant
ring
tomorrow?
6. Yep. Thought I'd have a quick roll up.
So impressed with this one.
Yeah, would have been hoping to just get behind the head a little bit, split breeze 2 bowls, right a screen.
There's a fair amount of nuisance value about where it's finished, though.
So wait, Ben twist.
Well, what does he get here?
Just clears a path. I think there was just a bit of a rescue mission there just to try and open something up, change it. I mean, if he got the inside of half the bowl he hit, he was nearly going to get both bowls. But I think that just opening up that draw path was just as good a result.
Fiona Panting, we looking just to sit on Brianna's jack high bowl. It doesn't run. It's not too bad. The weight would have been okay. So Ali, you'll be back out on the green in about an hour or so. Do you have any preparation you do before a game, especially when you've had one and you've had a little break?
No, not really. I think just that ability to relax and just try and recoup the thoughts, I guess. Like we finished on a relative good note, and just we might have a 5-minute chat about what rink we're on and what we might think that what we're going to do and what lengths we're going to play. But I think just take it for what it is, and obviously the end result of this game has a fair bearing on what we need to do. So just having a full clarity around what that looks like.
From your perspective, you wanting the Twist-Smith combination just to pull a few shots back here?
No comment.
Mate, I'm biased here all the time when Tassie and Queensland are playing. It's fine.
It's like when they had that did that interview with Leonardo DiCaprio about why couldn't Jack stay up on the board when they had to go into the water, and he just says no comment. It's not in my best interest to make any sort of remark.
So that's 1 to WA.
There was room for 2 on that piece.
Of course there was.
There was.
Ridiculous behaviour.
Didn't they do like a science experiment to see if they could have stayed up there and whether it would have they both would have survived?
Or something
Yeah,
like
if they
that.
both would have survived, the platform would have been a bit lower, and whether the water, icy cold water, they would have died of hypothermia. I might have to Google this.
Definitely sounds like a Mythbusters thing.
Once again, extremely good weight. Does leave a little bit of a shoulder.
He may have got 4th shot with that.
And the harsh reality of the section of 3 is that if New South Wales don't win this game, they can't play in the gold medal game. So it's a little bit of extra pressure that they do need to get the skates on.
Yeah, too true. Well, he's given this a big chance, Ben Twist.
Getting back to the jack, looks likely.
Little shimmy.
It's a great shot.
That'll work.
Very good speed. There was 3 or 4 good results there with the right weight. And with him getting the bowl first, it took the sort of the stun out of the jack not moving too far.
So what does the big cheese do here?
I think just a very similar shot. I mean, 1 down's not the end of the world for WA pairing. 2 foot away, he can sit the bowl through and stay for 2. Just really trying to nullify any chances of dropping more than 1.
He's been loving the line out this hand.
This looks like he's a bowl high. Starting to let go. Great speed again. If he got under that, he was a big chance.
Rinse and repeat here for Ben Twist. Potentially can make 3 with just a little tiny touch on that jack.
That's right. Getting down to the second shot and potentially just falling against the bias would be enough just to tap that jack to bring the Brown and Smith bowl in for a 3. Clear the front bowl first, and not occurring.
Get the mat. It'll be interesting to see what they do here with the mat. We haven't seen anything super short yet.
So 1 to New South Wales, and they're back on the board. Takes it to 13-8 after 10.
It's almost at that point where you've got to try something pretty radically different. Get the jack in a different place, because it does change a lot with where the jack is, the line's in on this indoor carpet.
Just seems that they're more likely to go on a slightly longer length, potentially with Blake's attacking game, just trying to make that more difficult.
Well, looks like dish to dish to me. The jack keeps rolling. And Twist urging it on. Not far off the tee.
So you spoke earlier, Ali, about the importance of leading. If you're sitting down with the selectors and you're picking your 4 and that you're skipping, what position do you pick first?
It probably is the lead. Certainly from when I'm picking the sides at Clayton, I'm trying to get all 4 rinks off to a strong start. So I want the 4 best draw players really getting the rinks off to the good start. And conversely, your second needs to be able to be a jack of all trades. Needs to be able to, lend a hand to the lead if they have a bad end and draw a couple handy, and also being able to open up ahead if your opponent's played well. So, really you want your seconds to be able to play all the shots, and then I think your thirds need to be the best communicators. Pretty much an unwritten rule that we talk about, that your front ends decide who wins the games of 4s, and the back end decides by how many.
Yep. And that relationship aspect between the third and the skip's really important too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And quite often you find that, your skippers are generally the strongest converters, but they need to be the best communicators and the best team management, getting the best out of your players and working out what their strengths and weaknesses are, and trying to read the opponent and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and trying to sort of dissect the game in that way and work out what's going to, work to your own best advantage.
And for you personally, do you like a third who's just going to be super reliable on the draw, or do you want someone that can open up ahead for you? Do you have a preference?
If I was to have a preference, probably someone that's just going to draw a couple handy. Generally, I'm at my best when I'm attacking and converting, and so I don't mind if I'm 1 down, but if I've got plenty around it.
Yep.
Sometimes when you have 2 attacking players at the back end, it can be a lot of destruction, which can leave your own team vulnerable if you're over attacked. So there's a fine line.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a drawing third.
And it depends on what the skipper's strengths are. If the skipper's strengths is drawing, then you might put a more aggressive player at third that they can open it up, and then it gets the skipper playing to their strength. So it's just understanding what what your strengths are and what you need.
Good shot, Benny Twist.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets the full back too. So 5 down, 5 to play. Another draw would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be, actually. It would be very interesting.
Oh, yes. Well played, Blake Nairn. What would be worse for me as the manager of this event is if we had 3 draws in the section. That would be a real nightmare.
It's your last day, Troy. Make it hard for you.
Sounds like a you problem to me.
Yeah. What clever game could we decide it with all 3 teams out on the rink together? What could we play to decide it?
Survivor.
Game of Survivor, there you go. Last bowl stands, wins it.
Well, I guess with the team events, you've got more likely the percentage is going to come into it, but with the singles, it's less likely. I know the triples the other day?
Yes.
The player won in shootout?
Yep. Well, it's an interesting one. The conditions of play only went to a certain point, so then we had to go to the laws of the game, which was ends 1, and we were like, yeah, it'd suck to lose on ends 1, wouldn't it? Even though it's in the rule book, in the end it didn't matter because they'd won the same amount of ends, so it had to go to a shootout.
I would imagine that most players would be more comfortable going out and playing an extra end to find a winner rather than coming up with the amount of numbers in a Synchrome toolkit or whatever that old saying was.
Duckworth Lewis.
Duckworth Lewis.
We were lucky in that instance that the 2 players were playing each other. They were on the same rink.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense.
Yeah.
What would get harder is if you had one of the teams playing outside and one inside, and then you've got to decide, well, where do you play that extra end?
Yeah.
And then you've got to give them trial ends.
Yeah. Yeah, not ideal. And then once again, I think that was a section of 3, wasn't it?
Mm.
There's the major issues have come about when there's been the sections of 3, so it's been a shame that not all of the states and territories have been able to be represented this week, but them's the breaks.
Fiona just needs to travel here.
Fair effort, Blake says. Wasn't far off.
Well, even though they're 1 down WA, it's not really setting up like they're going to be in strife of dropping a number as it lies.
It's a great shot of Blake on the forehand.
That's what I was just thinking. Is that hole small enough that he could maybe get rid of both of those bowls of
Nearly.
the Saints?
Well, yeah, if he gets split, both will pretty much go.
Brianna on the forehand here, trying to turn her own bowl or slip around.
Yeah, good spot.
Cracking effort.
I like how Blake's calling Fiona on the same hand she just played, even though the other hand does look tempting. She just played a bolder hand and she wasn't far away.
Yeah, he just wants another one in the head. Save that shot for himself, for his own strength. Ali was talking about that earlier. Play people to their strengths. Oh, that falling down makes it a little bit tougher.
I think you can still do a little swinger.
Yeah.
The only danger with playing that is if you put the white bowl through the jack and it comes out to the right-hand side of the rink, it becomes very lonely.
Yeah.
I'd actually suggest that Blake might play the other side and try and land the orange bowl, that if the jack goes out to the left, he's got bowls waiting there.
It is a bit safer, isn't it?
Yeah. At this stage, when you're 5 in front,
Yep.
you'd hate to give Twisty an option, even though Blake's got last bowl. Still on the backhand draw. How far back's it going to get?
Another one in a good home. I dare say that'll probably make Blake's mind up about being a bit more careful to this head, although he's shaping up on that forehand.
Yeah. Just on the full draw arrive, though, by the looks.
The big cheese has got the wheels going. He's up and after it.
He doesn't really want to get Brianna's bowl.
Ooh, he got it through the hole. Luckily for him.
Yes.
Yeah, now he doesn't want to get the jack back.
Need to drop here is 18 inches of weight. Looks a fraction tighter.
He's called trouble.
Gets to the split, he's okay.
Oh, wowzers.
It counts. Nothing trouble about that, Ben.
Yeah, what was he worried about? Probably only gets one bowl out of the head on the backhand, depending how hard he plays.
He would tend to go backyard rather than 1 yard. The danger is if somehow by hook or by crook the jack ends up in the ditch and it's to the right hand side, he's in a world of hurt. But you'd be pretty. I don't know how he gets that there.
Trying to see if that bowl of Fiona's is on the running edge or not. Under the jack. Don't think it is. Looks like it could just be a nice draw shot there and just try and edge that bowl in.
Quick on the backhand for the two oranges.
Well, anything could happen here.
Oh, one just locked there.
Oh, he got his own bowl back. He's lucky.
So it's still going to be 2. So 2 to 2. So 10-13 in favour of WA and New South Wales. They're slowly clawing their way back into this contest. We've played 11 ends.
Interesting end of bowls out to be fair. There's a lot of little changing bits and
pieces. A lot
pieces
happening, wasn't there?
Yeah. A lot of little conversions and that sort of thing. So that was a good hand. Everyone's sort of getting a few handy, which is good. You like to think after 10 ends that the players have got a pretty good understanding of the rink. Keeping the draw dream alive.
Yeah, that's it.
As Troy says through a grimace.
Yeah. I thought I was going to get it yesterday again with Christina Van Nierop. There you go. I mean, you're winding me up, Connor. She's going to win by 12. She's going to win by 12. Shut up, Connor. So that actually, not being biased, I don't care if Christina wins or loses, but she can't win by 12.
So it's good for my job.
Because that was the
Makes things
situation
interesting.
yesterday. There was one outside and Christina was in. And I'm like, a one-end shootout. Do you toss the coin whether you go outside or inside to play it? One of the players hadn't even played outside, so
Yeah.
It was ugly.
Great stuff from Brianna Smith.
Russell in the comments, maybe that's the way to go. One bowl shootout. Had a section last year of the Everest. 3 players on the same wins, shots and ends.
At the Everest, and that's a lot of money involved in the Everest. And
A lot of money riding on a one bowl shootout. Isn't it?
Just like,
It's like the Mega Bowl at the Oz Open.
Yeah.
I blame Russell. It'll be all his fault. He's a good man. 2 cracking openers here.
Brianna. 3 cracking bowls to start this end.
So we're about 35 minutes left. So we should be, barring dead ends, we should be pretty good as far as getting through all the ends.
I reckon the Tasmania-Queensland game might get timed out. They've only played 8 ends.
Is that right?
According to BowlsLink. If you do want to stay up to date with all the scores, results.bowlslink.com.au or the BowlsLink app. Download via the App Store or Google Play.
And if you haven't upgraded the app yet, fantastic, the new edition of it. Get all your local state news and breathe. Anna. Oh, no, that was Twisty. Sorry for ripping you off there, Twisty. That was a beauty.
Yeah, it was.
There you go, Troy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Heard an exciting little whisper the other day. I don't know if Arangela Port will like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway to get everyone excited.
Oh.
There's been a little bit of beta testing and looking at a Ask Jack function in BowlsLink.
So like a chat GPT?
Like a chatbot. And you could literally go in there and say, give me Ellie Forsyth's singles results in the last 5 years.
Yeah, right.
And it'll go...
That's cool.
Probably not very good. Getting too old for singles. Another cracking shot here by Benny Twist. He's played 2 monsters here.
Yeah. I won't mention the national prominent player that they used for beta testing, but they said, give me the results and broken down by disciplines and blah, blah, blah. But the chatbot got a bit aggressive and was and at the end said, this player should focus on singles.
Not good in a team. I could put up a couple of suggestions, but I'll probably refrain.
I think I might know who he is. I'm not going to...
The big cheese wants it to hold.
Getting his own. He might have nearly made second shot. But it'd be fair to say, New South Wales play one really good one here. They could make this very, very difficult for WA to get anything out of it.
The Tasmania game's interesting. 9 all after 9. I don't want to cheer on Tasmania because I'm Tasmanian,
Yes,
but
you do, Connor.
no, but
Come on,
I'm also thinking about our next Rinkside Live game is Tasmania Northern Territory. Northern Territory is 6 shots behind. If Tasmania lose, then both teams will be on 0 wins.
I'm with you.
Just thinking of
Thinking of the live stream.
the live stream, yeah.
I wonder if we can shuffle the rinks without disadvantaging everyone. We've already advertised, so here we're showing. Good shot there.
That's a very good shot.
What it has created, though, is a little Jackie at the front. But Blake will want some heads around, some bowls around his head and behind before he starts doing that sort of thing.
Yes. And it probably goes through the jack, but if it doesn't kill all the back bowls in New South Wales, as you say, like it's relying on a little bit of luck on the follow through or with your last on the draw. So really one of the next 2 bowls for WA needs to be past jack high. Browner can play something similar here. She's going to make it awfully tough. She's got to clear the front ones. Can it pass the front ones? Crikey. Any less of that bowl and it would have been in a very good situation for New South Wales. And now it's created a little funnel.
Yeah, Blake's got Fiona running at it too.
He's watching. He likes it out of the hand, I think.
Oh.
Well, gets that bowl past the head they needed.
Yeah. Possibly 3 down, but there is options.
It's gonna. Oh, sorry, Ellie. Yeah.
Just going to say, ideally, Twisty probably needs to change this up. It's pretty inviting for Blake as it lies.
I think Twisty should bring out a calisthenics video. Richard Simmons style. He's not going to reach, so the big cheese, you won't be short of this.
Backhand, solid weight. Looks like it's into the pack. Oh, he's put a front one through the jack.
Oh, wow.
So very fortunate for Blake. And currently holding one. But that bowl's very vulnerable. Will just Twisty just go at that?
You would think so. It's very hard to beat that on the draw. And it would put Blake under a pressure situation after playing a run shot with his first one. So you would think so. And that was, what we talked about. He couldn't have played that shot if that ball wasn't past the jack. So,
Wide it is. And just wide. So, Blake, man, here's a chance to draw for 2. And
these are the free kicks you've got to get.
Yeah.
The standard of competition. 3 up with 4 to play. Got to take these freebies.
calling for the run.
I think so.
Maybe.
Well, Michael's got 2 in the
Yep,
hand.
already 2 called. So 2 for Fiona Panting and Blake Nairn takes the score to 15-10 after 12. So 3 ends to go, this contest. Brianna Smith and Ben Twist need to find something. As Ali's alluded to, it's a bit of a do-or-die match. If you lose, you cannot reach the gold medal playoff. You'd still get a bronze playoff, but gold's out of your hand.
I think in these situations, Ben and Brianna are very experienced players, but for anyone new to the game, make it sound easy for yourself. Well, it's 3 ends. We win all 3 ends. We're actually a really good chance of drawing or winning the game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
1 end at a time. And it's amazing what pressure can do. If you can win 2 ends in a row, even if you only win once, you've got the momentum going into that last end, and the opposition might be thinking more about what's going to happen at the end result instead of concentrating on their bowls.
Yeah. And I think as bowlers, we tend to get very outcome focused. If you could just really break it down and simplify it, as you're talking about, like, what do we need to do? Well, it's probably, even if you say it's 2 an end, well, that's 1 good bowl each an end, that's going to count. So, and then work out what you're going to do and protect them like anything, like if you score 2 here, then you can play your length and just little things like that, and you would think that most of the players probably do that anyway, but just, trying to, as you say, just break it down and not just as one big clump. Because if you go chasing too much here and you drop a number, you're absolutely toast.
Yeah, that's right. Good line. Just needs to hurry.
It's in the knock-up zone.
Yep.
As far as short bows go, it's still well in the game on the surface like this. Good line there. Obviously just overplayed the weight, but...
Twisty with a real opportunity now. Close his head down. Put some pressure on.
He's in the reasonable zone if he's got the running.
Wow.
Going to wait.
The big cheese is going to unload.
Yeah, well, that plant at the front, nearly get all 3. As he said, Jack in the ditch, he's got best back. Doesn't.
Oh, doesn't want his own.
No, well, he nearly cleaned both of his back ones out. That would not have been ideal. This is what we talk about when you're attacking early and miss, that you become increasingly vulnerable in the ring.
It's another one. So it's a 3 at the moment in New South Wales. St. John's pairing. I'll be pretty happy. Need a 5 to bring it even. They've got 3 ends to play.
As our friend in China would say, is there a twist in the tail?
Oh, Val Febo. Who's that friend
One of
in
his
China?
favourites. One of his favourites, that is. Is there a twist in the tail?
Who's that friend in China?
Gets around a bit, old Val, these days. He's doing well for himself.
It's a big jump from Devonport to Chengdu in China.
I saw him posting his photos on social media, posing in China. I'm like, who's taking his photos?
That's what I was thinking. Has he got his own personal photographer there or something? Fiona skims under the head. So bowl by bowl, the pressure is building on this WA pair. Line's good enough.
Just changing up that plant at the front would be ideal. Just sneaking under.
10.
It's counting all the same.
Leaves a hole too. Good try. So if you've been here, you're going around the back? Because you know Blake's going to go. He's not going to try and draw this off.
Well, I still think that if they could somehow move those 2 bowls that are together just short of the jack, just change the angles, it might make Blake's job a lot harder because he can attack at the moment and get 3 or 4 out. If you move that little Charlie, then even if he drives, he might only get 1 out. This looks a little bit more on the high line.
Pass the jack.
My bloke can get a really good result here, and he can get a real stinker. The counting shot that's on the right of the head there, as you're watching it, the inside half of that nearly goes straight into those two white bowls. So whilst he's got more than one in the head, they're sitting right together. So he runs the risk. It looks like he's lining up on the forehand draw, which, and let's face it, he's been drawing really well. So
he has. Worst result here is he gets into that Charlie at the front and promotes the orange up. Well, he's not going to do that.
He's pretty close. If he's up, he's good.
Blake Nairn.
Oh, my goodness, he's gone through. It's a great shot.
It's only 2 now. He's cut it down.
He was stiff there. Ben and Brianna wouldn't be upset with 2.
2 and a chance to add with your last is an ideal scenario for them.
Can Ben get enough bend around the front there to get to that
weight critical shot? Can he get back? Starting to bend now. Oh, just shimmied high there.
It's going to be close.
It's going to fall down, and it just held up.
Needed to do, crikey, you wouldn't be changing anything on that.
So Blake Nairn doesn't need to change much. If he sits off his own, it'll probably nearly be shot. He's only a foot through.
That's right. Just as we talked about, just keep off those front ones.
Yep.
You'd hate to poke that up for another one, and then all of a sudden Twisty draws another one and makes 4.
Line's not bad again.
It's just not falling.
Oh, crikey, it's a good head without...
Stayed up.
What's going on with these bowls not falling down?
I mean, it's played 2 cracking shots there, really. Weight was ideal both times. Measure for shot.
He's drastically reduced the odds of dropping a number here now with those 2, even if he doesn't have shot. Is he looking inside there? And
inside half of that last bowl, he could nearly wriggle round and sit the other one. The front Charlie nearly works.
It's a hard shot, but Ben Twist is a class player.
High degree of difficulty and risk on this. Anything could happen. Controlled weight on the forehand.
Still close as the call.
Doesn't want that orange to fall down onto...
I'd be kicking it out pretty quick.
So it just fell.
Oh, it did. I jinxed it.
Oh, no. Troy, your booming voice just knocked it over.
Oh, my bad.
So it will be 1 to WA, and that's unfortunate for Brandon Smith and Ben Twist.
You're right,
Always
Dave.
clear the bowls.
They had the measure because they didn't know who had shot. So takes the score to 16-10 after 13. It's 2 ends to play, and Brandon Smith and Ben Twist are 6 behind. So we'll never know who had shot.
No.
It all becomes irrelevant now.
Yeah, good lesson there from Ali for any new bowlers out there. If they're not in the measure, get them out of the way.
I think that bowl was in the measure, though, so they had to keep in there.
It was the back bowl that fell down and knocked.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the back orange that fell forward and then knocked Blake's bowl down.
Ah. Wayne Rayner saying carry chocks. It's one of your favourite tips,
Yeah.
Troy.
Yeah. We play so much on synthetics these days. Good thing to have in the toolkit.
Just quickly around the grounds. ACT, Mac McLean and Chloe Morrison, they lead Northern Territory, says James and Julian Richards 20-10. So you think that game's pretty much decided. It's 12 ends so far. So still a chance, but it'll be a long way back. And then a cracker over on Rink 1. Alison Venn, Michael Sims from Tasmania leading Maria Rigby and Jeremy Henry 10-9 after 10.
Wow.
And they would have won the last end as well. It just hasn't been put up in the scorecard because Michael Sims is bowling first.
So yeah, the Tassie duo taking it to the king of carpet.
Yep.
Particularly that Warilla carpet. Jeremy's nigh on unbeatable on that, much like Steve Glasson was in the 90s on that tweed.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Had some sort of streak.
Yeah.
Remember watching those ABC series they'd have against the other countries, and you just put a tick in the box of the singles match every time because Steve Glasson was unbeatable on that TV rink.
Yeah. And it's not the easiest rink to play on, but he knew it like the back of his hand with those. In the old school days with the old bendy bowls, he had them all. He had those things talking pretty good.
Those Super Series probably would have been a little bit before your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Recalling who used to play, it used to be around, certainly for South Africa, it was that sort of Neil Burkett, Eric Johannes sort of era.
Yep.
Tony Alcock, I remember him playing for England in those series. Of course, it was one of the first looks we ever got of Ryan Bester in those Test series, and that famous jack that he...
Remember that?
Who did he smash it into again?
Turles.
Turles, that's right. Nearly broke him in half. Turles was down for the count.
I was there watching on the sideline.
Were you?
I was there, 2007.
Had the long hair, Ryan, didn't he? Flying out of the back of the cap.
Yeah. I was surprised that was the only time that event was run. It was a really, really good format.
So they hold one. Can Twisty just grab this jack half a foot or a foot to the left? Not easy to do on this surface.
Just under the line, I think.
Can he group it with his other?
And funny, like most of them have nailed the weight this end, and they've just struggled a wee bit with their lines.
Rachel Roger, our timekeeper, she hasn't got up yet. She'll be getting close to getting up for the 10-minute warning.
She's too busy talking to Kelly. Think they heard us? They probably got the stream up.
Yeah. You going to get a critique, do you think, from Kelly, mate?
Oh, God knows.
She's on the march over. Hello.
Great angles if she's got the right weight.
So So we're going to bid farewell to Alice Forsyth, who's joined us. He's got to go out and do his 5K run and stretching routine, ready for the next game.
You get the hair ready.
That's exactly right. Yes, put the brill cream in, mate. So we really appreciate your time and taking it to share your insights and your wonderful bowls knowledge with us. Really appreciate it.
No problems. Enjoyed it any time.
Thank you very much, Ali.
Guys.
Ali Forsyth playing mixed pairs, had a draw this morning against this Blake Nairn, Fiona Panting duo. I think Kelly McCarrahan is joining us just for the last couple of ends as Brianna Smith.
Well, at least now we get the best bowler in the team with us on board now.
Thanks for having me.
Kelly, welcome aboard. 2 golds and a silver already in the Soz Champs, and you're still in the mix in this mixed pairs.
Yeah, it's been a pretty amazing week on the greens. The legs are feeling a little bit, but
I reckon.
no, it's been a fantastic week, and just happy to get a couple of wins along the way.
We've had Dad on the live stream. He's probably still on there.
Oh yeah, hi Dad. If he's still awake, I know the time difference isn't ideal over there, but.
David Anderson online from Milton,
yeah.
Ontario.
Yeah, no, Dave, quite well.
So you've been watching this game, Kelly. What do you make of it so far? You'll be playing Brianna Smith and Ben Twist up next.
Yeah, look, it's definitely been a bit of a battle. You know, I missed the first few ends, but definitely the last kind of 5-6 ends. Blake's made some unbelievably clutch bowls to turn heads around, so I don't think the score was necessarily reflective of how close this game actually has gone. It's a very strong field here, so everyone can play. All week it's been like that. If you win your state, there's never an easy game, that's for sure.
So you've won the triples with Lisa Phillips and Mel Allen back on, when was it, Monday?
That was Monday, yeah.
Monday,
Seems
yeah.
like a long time ago.
It does seem a long time ago.
It is. And then last night you saluted in the singles against Chloe Morrison in a hard-fought battle.
Yeah, we sure did. Unbelievable field of players, and anybody really could have won it on the day, and just able to get into a really nice rhythm, particularly on the carpet here, and just one ball at a time, one at a time, and it was a really great battle.
And what's it like? You've gone back-to-back now. You won the singles last year in 2024. What's it like to go back-to-back? And
yeah, it's you don't really think about it, I guess, when you're out there. You just want to play every bowl like you can, and yeah, pretty amazing to get that result in 2 really, really close battles last year against Christina and this year against Chloe. So
maybe make some history with a three-peat next year.
No, unfortunately, I'm not available for our region singles this year. So there'll be a new region winner, and
that's nice of you to give someone else a go.
I will not be able to try for the repeat, unfortunately.
I was actually talking about it on stream as Ben Twist's last bowl comes down.
He's got the wobble over.
Yeah.
So 1 in New South Wales, and the score goes to 11-16 in favour of WA with 1 end to play. We was talking about it on stream last night. I think there's no one in the singles has gone back-to-back, if I remember correctly. So you would be the first person since this iteration of the Australian Championships came to be in 2017. I think out of all the disciplines, the only team to go back-to-back, there was one, I just need to remember who it was now. Jade Gronowedge and Sean Baker went back-to-back into pairs in 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, right.
No one else
A
has
little bit of history.
gone back-to-back in this iteration of the Australian Championships in any event.
It's hard enough to win a state title, let alone an Australian title. So I'm not surprised that
doing it
that
twice
doesn't
in a row.
happen very often. Yeah.
So 6 shots, not impossible, but it'll be hard work given a quality of bowls from Fiona and Blake.
This will be the last end, I think. So
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, Rachel, our timekeeper, is up and about now. She's not at her desk anymore.
having a wander around.
Well, this is the last end. It's the 15th end.
Oh, it is
so-
the 15th, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
so
always confuses me, our scoreboard, because I
Right.
think we're playing end
That's-
14
nah, yeah, it's
That's
it's
fair
after.
after end 14.
Yeah,
But I think there are a few games that will be timed out
Yeah.
in the other section.
yeah. So we'll just quickly have a look
Yeah,
at those
'cause
other games. I'll
Tassie,
refresh
Queensland's
the
a
page.
belter.
Tassie 12-9 in front. Queensland. They're only going to end 11, so they will definitely be timed
It's
out.
going to open up that section majorly.
Yep, but then Chloe Moss and Mac McLean are 22-10. So they will now have the advantage. They'll have 2 wins.
And ACT and Queensland will face off in the next round.
Yep.
Mm.
So ACT, the equation for them will be simple in that game. They just need a win.
Very, very interesting section shaping up there.
That's when there's, when you have the depth of field that you do, that, everybody can beat anybody on any given rink, any given day, and
Ben Twist and Brianna Smith, they need a 5 to draw, a 6 to win. A draw,
We don't want to draw.
a draw would
We've
make
been
it
draw would
through
make
that.
it very, very interesting.
very
right?
interesting. Well, they're holding 2 at the moment. Brianna's got 2.
And I
Make
guess
it interesting. Paul Blake Nan and Fiona Panting will have 2 draws, and they'll be done for the day.
They would be hoping for a draw.
They would have to hope for a draw, and then one bowl playoff between everyone. I don't know how it'll work, Troy.
it's-
I'm not sure what's in the conditions
I'm
of
not
play.
going to
but
put it into the universe because it might happen. We spoke with Ali earlier, Kelly, that you're in a good position because you're going to know what you need to do coming into the last game. So from your perspective, stays as it is, you'll need to beat the Smith and Twist combination by 1 more
Yep.
to get through.
It is nice to know kind of the scenario, I guess. But at the end of the day, go out there, try your best for the win, and hopefully the margin takes care of itself one thing at a time. But
Yeah.
it is nice to know what the equation is, definitely.
So you probably wouldn't mind them getting a 3 or 4 on this end, would you? Be all right.
Yep.
Blake's going to drop 2 foot short.
Couple feet short, yeah. Still lots of room. Don't think the shot has been scored or played yet here, so it's all about building the head.
Oh, there you go. Dad is still awake. And twist.
Far away here, Twisty.
Very nice.
Oh, that's very good. Putting the pressure on.
So they've still got a few things going for them at the moment. New South Wales have got that little pocket at sort of 7 o'clock that they can just sort of shimmy the jack across to and make 4 with that.
Blake is just trying to get a really good second here.
Yeah.
He's chasing.
Usually when he's on the trot, he's not far away.
The big cheese. What's he got? Oh, wow.
He's logged on the front.
Kelly, I don't want to put you under more pressure here,
Oh.
but you will
But I
make some.
will.
You will make some more history if you do get a gold in the mixed pairs. You'll be the only person in this iteration to win 3 out of the 5 disciplines in one go. There's been a few people who've done 2 disciplines in the 1 year. So Lindsay Clark, Natasha Jones did it with Lindsay Clark in both the pairs and the 4s in 2017. And then Genevieve Delves won the pairs and the triples in 2020. But apart from that, there's only been a different winner for each discipline in a single year.
There we go. No pressure.
No pressure whatsoever. But if you could help Connor out for a feature for his wrap of the final day, it'll make it very easy for him.
I'll do my best.
Oh, and sorry, Kane Nelson last year won the triples and the 4s.
Bree's weight there was really, really good.
Probably needs to err on being slightly tight than wide with where their bowls are sort of collecting together at the moment.
Yeah, it's one of those surfaces that quite unforgiving if you miss your line narrow, on most hands at least. Every ring's a little bit different, but yeah, it's definitely, even though the pace isn't super quick, the lines are quite wide.
Twisty's called Brianna on some weight through the front here.
And I'll lie again, Aaron Sheriff's also done it twice in a single year. He won at pairs of Sean Ingham and at triples with Barry Lester and Nick Carl in 2021. But now I'm pretty sure
I've repeats.
now I'm pretty sure that I've gone for everyone.
Plenty of repeats, but no three-peats.
No three-peats.
There we go.
Looks quick. Oh, but it's into the front. Wowee. You need a protractor and an abacus to work out how they're going to get 5 or 6 now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It's almost.
Only a couple, Bree and Twisty, but
I wonder if the timer has gone off. Maybe they have to try and kill this and try and restart before the time runs out.
looks like there's stuff up front as well that is
Yeah.
going to make the kill
Really
if
difficult.
The cannon lines up or not, but
The
up
jack's-
through the front.
Mm.
The jack is also quite close to the ditch, so which makes the kill a little bit more challenging.
There we go. Time is over. So they can still kill.
They're still killing.
Yep.
Repeat.
Replay the end.
Yep.
Well, a loss is no good for them. They've got to go for break. Got to try something. Well, that's game over.
That won't be killing now. Jack ran into the ditch.
Lucky. Make connection up through the front.
And it's 1 to WA. That bowl just on the edge of the camera. Ben Twist did follow it through. He sits in the ditch, but
And it'll be interesting next game. No promises, but I'm hoping to have the big cheese, Blake Nairn, here in the commentary seat with us. So he'll be keeping a close eye on the New South Wales-Victoria game coming up. Because at the moment, he will lead the section.
And this is a scenario here where it's how do you generate more than one, I guess, in terms of reducing the margin.
yeah. And for Blake, he'll be wanting to keep adding.
Totally. Yeah.
Make your job harder, Kelly.
Yeah.
Ben Twist.
Twisty's looking for a Nathan Black shot
I
from
was-
BPL here.
Yeah,
That's
well,
exactly what I was thinking.
It's hard to tell with, camera angles and not necessarily standing right behind the rink here and whatnot, but there is a bit of a Houdini shot on here with up through that bowl that he's pointing out there, and you might get everything up and moving, but give it a go, Twisty.
I love it.
You have to try.
Absolutely. It's not
If
over.
it's possible, even though the odds are against you, you got to give it a try.
Kelly, while we've got you streaming, there's only a few more bowls left. I want to ask you about the Bowls of Brisbane showcase at BPL. You were part of the rest of the world team, and we kind of stitched you up a bit by playing the Darth Vader theme on your walkout. but what was that experience like? How did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was an unbelievable experience. Look, to have bowls on that kind of a showcase and be a part of an event like that. It
Ben
just
Twist.
missed there. No, it was a fantastic experience, amazing to be a part of, and let's really hope that that campaign is going to get bowls into the Olympics. That would be fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah, 2032 is the goal, and bowls in the Olympics and Paralympics will be a great thing to see.
Absolutely.
Deserves its spot there. As Blake Nairn,
Weight's good.
he could draw.
The big
Scott
cheese.
is drawn too. What a bowl. So it's going to be Fiona Panting and Blake Nairn that win this contest against Brianna Smith and Ben Twist. 18-11 is the end score. So it's going to be 7 shots, the score difference. And for Kelly McCarran and Ali Forsyth, that's going to be, they need 8 shots over Brianna Smith and Ben Twist in their next game. For us on Rinkside Live, our next game is going to be Michael Sims and Alison Venn, who are in a tight contest against Marie Rigby and Jeremy Henry. They are 14-9 up, so they probably might win this. And they'll be playing against the Northern Territory duo of Cez James and Julian Richards, which is sure to be a decider for that section. But Kelly, thanks for joining us. It's been great to have you on.
Thanks very much for having me.
And Troy Corber, great to have you on always. And I'll see you in about 45 minutes, half an hour. Thank you very much. And that's all from us on Rinkside Live. We'll be back in about 30 minutes.